कितने तो बोला
वो बंदूक चला रहा है वो 1855 की चलो अब राइट में
Remember that, because that's the most important thing you will ever learn today.
You responding?
August
Go forward.
1851. Queens, people started to discover gold. In about 6 months, there are 30,000 plus men here, all trying to make a fortune. What we need is a police force. The reason I say this is because up until 1851, no such thing as a regional police force. Anything happened out in the bush of the country, they were sent to a major town. Geelong and Melbourne, police come out, sort out the problem if they can, then they get straight back home because they don't want to be here. But now the idea is to grab men from Melbourne, station them here in the Ballarat as the Goldfields Police Force. But there's a problem with that. 1851, Victoria, for the whole state, there are only 43 policemen. And when gold is discovered, everyone is leaving their jobs to come up here to make it rich. We're talking doctors, lawyers, sailors, farmers, labourers, police. But do not panic, because you did get yourselves a police force. In the early days of this township, unfortunately, it consisted of the riffraff of society. Reason for this, policeman's wage, one of the lowest in the colony. See those roads out there? You land those roads, you get more than a policeman. Working down in the mines, you get more than a policeman. Looking after sheep in a field, you probably get more than a policeman. They had no code of conduct yet, no regulations, and no promotion. No educated person wants to be a policeman. And we got a problem. Out in those streets in the early days, nothing but violence, drunkenness, fisticuffs. And all the violence and all the drunkenness and all the fisticuffs in this township in the early days caused by one group of people and one group of people alone. You know who that group of people were? No, big loud voice, say it. What'd you say? There's no wrong answers.
What did you say? You said slaves.
Slaves? We didn't have slaves. Whoa. Do you know, oh God, you've opened up a whole can of worms. We say we didn't have slaves, but when convicts came over, that was free labour. Says that's slave. I'm here talking about police, not about slavery. I'll just give you the easy answer. We didn't have slaves in Australia. Remember I said there was no wrong answers? I lied, wrong answer. Anyone else like to take a guess?
That's wrong.
Miners? You said miners. Wrong. But there are no wrong answers. Someone's bound to get it sooner or later. So I'm here to 5, so I can do this all day. Anyone else?
What was the question again?
Who were the ruffians that were causing all the problems, all the drunkenness and all the violence in the streets of Ballarat in the early days? Irish? Well, that's just a bit racist, okay?
That's why I'm Irish.
Well, you should know better then. Robbers? Wrong.
Plumbers.
My God, shall I give you a clue?
Donkeys.
Who said police?
Gold people.
Who said police? Did you? Absolutely right, it was the police. Always stand by your convictions. Folks, bank robbers, and we had them, are coming out shooting. Bush rangers are shooting. Murderers, slitting, shooting. Police are thinking, I am not risking my life for a pittance. So they're sitting in the pub, having a drink, saying, where are you from? Ireland. Ooh, he's a Mick. What'd you say? It's on for young and old. But the authorities come up with a good idea, because I want these men off their backsides doing their jobs. So they give them a little thing called the incentive scheme. Before I explain that, let me explain this. 2 things they did when gold was discovered. First, they brought in a gold license, 30 shillings a month, just to look. No guarantee you're going to find it, but just to look for gold, 30 shillings a month, £1.5. That's like me asking you for $500 a month and you might not get anything for it. If the police come calling and you do not have that license, that is a finable offence. Second thing they did, they made it a dry state. No alcohol.
That's it.
They made it themselves. A thing called sly grog rotted their guts. But they had nothing else, so they drunk it. But if you are caught making it, selling it, in possession of, and by that I mean just sitting there drinking the stuff, finable offence. Now let's get back to the police. The incentive scheme the authorities have come up with goes like this. Any policeman bringing in anyone on a finable offence gets half of the fine. Cha-ching. £5 if you do not have your gold licence, £2.5 in the policeman's pocket. £50 for the grog, £25 in the policeman's pocket. When you consider his annual wage is £22, all he's got to do is find one person selling the grog. Now a little thing is creeping in called corruption. Let me show you how the corruption works. I come along and I say, this looks like a miner. Let me see your license there. He gives me his license. What's your name? That's right. This looks good. Rip, 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 rip. Oops. Where's your license? This young lady here, she's selling sly grog. But she's a clever woman. And she's going to say, officer. And I'm going to say, I'm just a policeman, but thanks anyway. If I give you £5 a week to look the other way, do you think you look the other way? Let me see. But she wants to get rid of her competition. She's going to go, see that rascal down there? Yes. She's selling sly grog. Thank you. You're necked. Four kind of police we have here. Foot police, town police, water police, mounted police. I represent the mounted police officers. We're on the horses. We got the blue uniforms. White stripe down the pants, white band on the cap, on the back. That is called a cartouche pouch. Ammunition, powder is stored there. If we're going out into the field, 12 rounds of ammunition in the pack there. When we get back, we have to account for each one of those rounds. We are not the riffraff, the mounted police. We are ex-military men. We understand discipline, we understand how to take orders. 2.5-inch leather belt holds the accoutrements of the trade. One of the accoutrements, a saber. Made out of the finest Sheffield steel. Sheffield, still great steel makers up until the 2000s. This is an original dating from 1857. Shark skin on the handle. When it rains, that will not fall out of my hand. These are left over from my military days. Back then, you joined the army, you were for 21 years. When they transferred over to the Ballarat Mounted Police Force, they said, can we keep these? They said, why? They put the fear of God into the people, and they went, that's a very good idea. Keep them. Basically, this is telling you, out of all the police, foot, town, water, mounted, fear the mounted, because they carry the saber. It's what we call a cutting or slashing weapon. Miner doesn't have a license. Silly boy's gone for a run. I just go after him on my horse. I will come up alongside him. Cut him to pieces. Well, we're not gonna do that, are we? We kill anyone, we can go to jail. Thank you very much, sir. You're absolutely right. We wouldn't do that, would we? Well, we can go to, if we're going to kill anyone, we wait till no one can see us, am I right? Yeah, of course I am. Not like it, no, don't say like that. What is it, Batman? What? I think your name's Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, I don't know what they told you. Bruce, well, what about Stone talking about? Yeah, he was. Somebody's on the outside. What's wrong with him? Folks, we are not going to kill anyone. We're after their money. If they are dead, we cannot get their money. See that little knob on the end of the sword there? That's called a pummel. This is what we're going to do. We're still going to ride up alongside them. No cutting. We're going to crack them on the back of the head with that. That's going to send them down onto the ground. Foot police, town police, they don't carry the sabres, but they carry these. You call them runcers, we call them batons. Very light wood, but very heavy wood. And the idea is the same. Get them down onto the ground. Back of the legs, guts, back of the head. Down they go. Because out come these. You call them handcuffs, we call them shackles or manacles. Nowadays, one size fits all. Clap them on, adjust. Our day, 4 or 5 on the belt. You need little ones for teeny pickpockety hands. Medium-sized ones for the feminines. Big ones for the big butch blokes. They stay open on the belt. When they are closed, you have been clapped in irons, and the only way to get them off is with the key. Key goes in like that, and you unscrew the screw. We believe that's how the prison warders got their nicknames, because they're called screws. They let them out. Then we take them back here. No jail until 1857. Up until that point, you were shackled by your wrist, by your ankle, to a log, to a tree, to a post. You are out in all sorts of weather. Could be freezing, could be a heat wave. We do not provide any food, clothes, shelter. We provide nothing. Family and friends will bring you all the stuff you need. Only thing we give you is a bucket, and if we don't like you, the bucket is just out of reach. Now, you're not going to die. You're not going to be out there for months on end. You're out there for maybe 2 days, 3 days. Magistrate comes, what's the charge? Didn't have a license, guilty, pay your fine. It's all about the money. Another accoutrement of the trade is a 58 caliber smooth bore muzzle loaded pistol. Smooth bore because the barrel inside that is absolutely smooth. Rifle barrels, they've got little grooves cut into them, so when the projectile comes out, it spins and it keeps it spinning. With a rifle, you get a lot more distance and a lot more accuracy. Later on today, 3 o'clock on that main street, going to be some redcoat soldiers with Enfield rifles. They get 900 yards distance with their rifles. I get 30 with that, 90 with a musket. This fires out lead shot, cannonball. Projectile doesn't come out like that, it comes out like that. Boom, straight. Very accurate up to about there, these are. Then after that, anyone's business. Someone has just robbed the jewelry shop. They come out with a handful of jewels and they see me standing here with a loaded pistol. Remembering these are not very accurate, I yell, "Stop! In the name of the law!" What are they going to do? Who said stop? Well done, young man, you're absolutely right. Not going to run. Reason being, I'm going to take a shot. If I shoot, I'm going to miss. Whereas if he runs and I shoot, he could run into the bullet. So he's going to stop. I'm going to shoot. Once I've shot and he knows where the bullet's gone, then he runs. Because he now has 20 to 40 seconds to get out of here while I reload. Good trooper can load that in about 20 seconds. 3 shots per minute. Napoleon Bonaparte's troops, they could load theirs in 12 seconds. 5 shots per minute. That's how they could swarm all over Europe. Now we come. 2-band carbine musket. 2 bands of these 2 steel bands that hold the stock and the barrel together. Again, that is a 58 caliber smooth bore muzzle loaded weapon. We shall load it up and fire it. With your permission, Mr. Man. Thank you. I'm going to take that as a yes. He's smiling. Black powder. That's all it is, folks. 3 compounds to the black powder. You've got sulfur, saltpeter, and charcoal. I'm giving that a shake. I've just opened it. When I close that off, I now have 1 measure of powder in the tube into the muzzle end of the weapon. It's advisable not to put more than 1 in.
Where are you going to shoot it?
I'm just going to shoot it out there. That's why I'm not worried about it, because I'm behind it. All those people in the front row better be. Do you really need your eyebrows? Nah, of course we don't. Three's enough, don't you reckon? How many do you reckon we should put in? One. Do you want me to take the other two out? No. That would go in next, but we don't put that in here because what goes up does come down. And like I told the young fella, I'm shooting out over your heads. You do not want that falling on your head. Next, we are going to need a little piece of wadding. What's wrong, Batman? I am listening to you. What did you want to say? I am listening. We don't have a jail. Well, obviously you're not listening to me though, are you? Because I just said that 5 minutes before, no jail.
But why is that a big gun?
Because it's not a small one. What were you smiling at me for? That's the right answer.
I don't think about jailers. Back there. Keep driving. Find the police station.
Keep wadding? Where's your parents? Where's your parents?
Oh, yeah.
They've been drinking. What are you talking about driving? Oh, sorry, you mean golf? Driving? Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Up there, piece of paper. You're going to be wadding. Roll it up into a little ball. In like that. If they didn't have paper, they would have used cloth, bark from a tree, dried horse dung, grass, anything. Idea is to get all that down to the bottom of the barrel now. We're going to ram it down using this here rod, which is called a ramrod. Just like that. You will notice that is attached to the weapon. There's a reason for that. See that? If I'm on top of a horse, that was not attached and I dropped that. I have to stop that horse, I have to get down, look around, time, effort is wasted.
That's the fish, Steve. That's the fish. Fishing rod.
Are you sure you're Batman? Because the more you talk, the more I think, you're more the Hulk. Oh, I'm just checking.
Oh, the guy's a joker.
You lose your ramrod, you cannot get all that stuff down to the bottom of the barrel. No longer a musket, it's just a club.
Wait, stop it.
That teeny tiny thing there, that is called a top hat percussion cap. That is going to go on the nipple at the end of the breech, right there, everybody. Just like that. Weapon is now ready to be fired. What is going to happen when I arm the weapon? I will pull back the hammer to fire, pull the trigger. Hammer's going to snap back, hitting the percussion cap, releases a spark down that tube. It's going to ignite the powder. It's going to go boom. Means everyone, even Batman, is it taken up?
Yes.
Even Batman, fingers and ears, Batman, it's going to be loud. Okay, so everyone fingers and ears. If you have a little one with you, make sure its ears is covered.
Oh, can you please cover my ears? Like I'm holding this.
Ladies and gentlemen of ballarat, weapon is about to be fired. Place your fingers in your ears. The weapon. Any horses coming? Well, Ginger, I don't want to fight when the horses are coming. Frighten them. Weapon is armed. We are firing. In 3, 2, 1.
Woo! Holy!
That. There you go.
Oh my God! He shot a gun.
Any questions?
Hello guys, we're doing another vlog here. We're in Ballarat right now, on the tower, high up in the air. Ballarat. I'm scared of heights. Here's Victoria. Really high tower, Ballarat. This is my dad. This is my grandma. I'll take you guys in the mine tours when we have time. So, yep. Ballarat. Hello, guys.
Hi. ले लिया किसका कहाँ गए पापा
ये
ये आगे आगे पापा आगे
Oh, there he is.
चल give me a hand give me a hand पता नहीं यही थे आपको ढूंढ रहे थे
चलो चलो इस तरफ चलना है
Gonna go gold panning now.
हाँ वही जा रहा है
Gonna go panning for gold. Find anything, we'll record it. Show you guys. Stay tuned. Move, move, move.
बड़े बड़े